Yeah, I just wanted to ring and say a couple of things. One thing, like, I don't know, it all seems a bit stupid now, but
Well, if you just say what the body feels like saying. Like,
yeah,
even if you find that no words come out for a minute or so, it's okay if we sit in silence. Just let the body do it.
okay. Um, yeah, I've had a lot of pain recently,
Yeah.
like all through my back and my neck, and I don't know. I've also like had a lot of mental pain and stuff, but
I always see this as a really great thing, Sam. I know it doesn't feel great, but waking up is a total shift in energy, and it is a painful thing. I went through years of, I say years, I think it was like 2 or 3 years of intense neck pain, and I'm sure that was to do with waking up and the change. Like
yeah,
what it used to do was it meant I couldn't do a lot of things, or if I did do things, I'd get headaches and I would feel so out of it. So what it meant was that I spent a lot of time lying on the floor, and I used to lay flat on the back with my legs up and my head on a very small book. And for some reason, I don't know who suggested this, but it really felt really good. And it was like the most comfortable position, but it meant that I would just lay there. And I wasn't, before that I'd meditated lots, but then when I did this, I wasn't really meditating, I was just kind of laying there because it was the most comfortable position. But it
yeah,
stopped me doing my natural pattern of being Lisa and trying to get out of pain. Your freedom is your essence, but what makes you feel like you're not free is this constant pattern of trying to get love and validation outside of yourself. And so that has to be a huge energetic shift, and that has to be, in most cases, going through an immense sensation of pain. It has to be this breaking of a pattern, and it hurts the body. I mean, now they say that one of the most prescribed drugs, I know in Australia, I'm not sure in England, is antidepressants for backache, because antidepressants relax backache. So you can imagine how much discomfort that sense of self creates in the body. Like if we're giving antidepressants out to stop backache, it means that it's really connected.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. It is like coming off a drug, the sense of self.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Yeah, like I've had such intense pain, and I've been because of my thoughts and everything. I've just been. It's felt like the weirdest sort of time, but at the same time, I'm also sleeping in a new bed with a new pillow, and I just think, well, maybe it's just that, and I'm just overreacting, thinking I'm waking up. And with non-duality, I keep thinking that sometimes I think, what if it's not even real, the whole thing, and I'm just wasting my time, turning into a really weird person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to feel like that, but I can guarantee you the reality that humans live in is not real. But I can't guarantee you, as in give you a certificate to prove it, but it's not real, the world that people live in, and they don't need to suffer like they suffer.
Yeah, that's the bit I don't get yet.
Because if you look at humanity, like if you really look around at people, even people that tell you that they're happy, most of humanity is not happy. Like even I was walking in my, I'm in the town now that I grew up in, and I was walking there the other day, and I was just coming out of the bank, and I was like, I felt so good. And I looked around at everyone, and everyone's faces were like, I don't know if it's particularly an English thing, but but it's the whole of humanity is not happy. But because everybody's not happy, no one questions it. No one questions the fact that most people spend their time moaning. But I can't convince you of this. Like this. I know those thought patterns. I used to think that. It's just I used to think.
I do know that about other people being unhappy, and it makes me as well. But I'm not exactly happy all the time myself. But I've told you before, I find it harder to fit in and at work and stuff. But at the same time, not really. It's fine, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, it's just thoughts coming up.
Yeah.
Then thoughts are never true. Even the stories that I tell you about non-duality, they haven't really got a reality in them. They come and go.
Yeah, it's all confusing, isn't it? Well, for me.
Well, there's one thing that isn't confusing, Sam, and that is that you're always awake. You never know sleep. There is always this aliveness. That's what never changes, and that's the key to it. And it's not intellectual, but there's always presence. This is always happening. There is always the knowing of this. Even in deep sleep, you only know going to sleep and waking up. You never know deep sleep. There's always aliveness happening, and that's the key to it. That there is this presence, even when you feel like it's really mundane or boring or like all these crazy thought patterns. The one thing that never changes, that's never confusing, is it's all known. It's all appearing and known. There's never a time that this isn't. It always is.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's where that's where the answers are, and that's the non-confusing part. But the person is addicted to living in what it knows intellectually, and that's why it suffers, and that's why it feels confused.
Yeah.
The awakeness is the key.
The awakeness, what,
The awakeness is the key. The knowing of this, the appearances, the life is the key. What's actually happening is the key.
Yeah.
I can see you're like, oh, my back.
Yeah, I'm in a bad way over here.
Well, wait, just as a, I mean, I used to have so many back problems. I just don't have it anymore. I really think it's a sense of self, because I still sleep all the bad ways that I do. But I remember when I was younger, I used to have such bad lower back and neck problems, and lower back, and I was never comfortable.
I've had it for a long time. Neck problems and posture problems and whole body discomfort. I've never really, since I was a kid, been comfortable inside in my body, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And and things have got really hard recently, and that's why I question non-duality. And I think, well, how you said you had this for 2 years or something, so have I really got to spend another few years feeling really, really bad? Do you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's a stupid question.
I remember those sorts of things coming up, but I just I knew that the freedom was, I knew so deeply that the freedom was there, and it was the reason that I didn't feel it was because of myself. I just knew it. So even though I had questions and I had doubts, that was more about my sense of separation. But deep down, I always knew that there was a freedom here that always was.
Yeah, and I experience things all the time and feel good, but is that just me as a person feeling like that?
Yes, that is you as a person, in a way, but your whole life there's been something there which is being free.
Yeah.
And that isn't really about feeling good or feeling bad, but there's a remembering of an essence, that which is looking, that's always been there, this joy that's naturally been there, that's not been about getting, that's not been about you.
I have a lot of times when I feel like that, but
yes.
Also I work a lot sometimes, or at least I work sometimes, and when I'm there I sometimes think, is this the right thing to be doing? Like, I work as a support worker, like people with mostly learning difficulties and mental health problems, and it's like I think about it more and more, and pretty much it's not great. Like, I can spend time with the people and that's nice. It's just talking to people for a job, but these people in a way, like, they're locked in a place and just given drugs all the time.
Yeah.
And it makes me think, and the atmosphere there, it feels a bit like a prison sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
But there's parts of the job I love.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, and that side of things is a different exploration. Even if you work there or don't work there, there's still this awake freedom, this knowing
That's
of
right.
it. But I understand what you mean about the job as well. Like, there is a sadness to the work you do, in the sense that But there's also beauty in it, because sometimes people that are losing their mind can begin to see this freedom and know this freedom. So there's also beauty. But everything in the world is full of opposites.
Yeah, right. It's a lot easier to talk. Always been, has been for me, talking with some of the patients and the tenants where I worked and the staff. Like, they have less issues than a lot of other people.
Because sometimes when you get to that point when you're put into hospital, they really have very little self-awareness left. And because they've got very little self-awareness left, they're free to just say and do what they think, even if it's really neurotic or really compulsive or really weird to everyone else. There is a sense of freedom there, because they can't even remember that they're acting odd or not in society standards. So there is a beauty there. And I always do have a sense that people that are having what we call mental health problems, I think that they're also having awakenings. There is also some, like, their brain is breaking down what they think they know reality to be. But we don't support them in a very nice way in our society. I don't really like it either.
No, that's right.
But it's really beautiful. I can imagine it's really beautiful for them interacting with someone like you as well. So everything has its plus and minus.
That's nice, yeah. I like to think they like me, you know what I mean? We have a good time, but everyone there does as well. It's a crazy place, it's a madhouse.
Yeah, but there's some beauty in that. I mean, imagine working in an office. I mean, office is the worst madhouse.
Yeah, at least everyone there, like, you don't have to be crazy to be there, but it helps, is what people say. I don't know. But I also just mention things like that. I know it's nothing to do with freedom and what is and stuff, but I just mention it because I don't always know what to say when I'm talking to you, and I feel like I have to say something.
Yeah. You never really have to say anything, though. I can't even really notice if we're speaking or not. I know that sounds really weird, but it's kind of
you
the
don't
same.
even register.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to imagine what it must be like if my sense of self completely wasn't there. But obviously, my sense of self is what's trying to imagine it, isn't it?
Yeah. But I reckon if you look at some of the people that you're working with, you could see it in them a bit as well. But they're still very neurotic, and they're kind of caught in the person, but in a different way. But they also have this collapse happening.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like it's a personal thing to me. Kind of, yeah. It is, yeah, that's right. I don't know. But yeah, also I'm gonna come to the London talks, which would be nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I booked a hotel now. I'm gonna drive up. It should be quite nice.
Which hotel did you book?
I tried the B&B one, but that was full. So it's the one on your website, the hotel. It's not the B&B.
Because I actually discovered another one, a B&B. Because close
Okay,
by as well.
I've paid for it now.
All right.
But yeah, thank you.
Oh, the other hotel you're staying in
was quite expensive, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. It's a really nice hotel.
Is it? Oh, good. Yeah, I got I think it's called a club room or something, so that would be nice.
It's right on the river as well.
Is it? Thames River? Yeah, well, that's it, yeah. Well, yeah, no, it should be nice. I need that. Well, I've had plenty of holiday this month, actually. I'm quite, I was going to say I need a holiday, but I don't.
Nice. Oh, well, nice to speak with you, Sam.
Yeah, you too.
And I shall see you in about a week, I think.
Really? Nice, yeah. Okay, see you then. Thank you, bye.